Good afternoon. Welcome to the Meltdown. Hope you all are having a great day. Been a really wild day in the markets. Now, wild is kind of a misconception about a market that really remained flat. Now, what I mean by that is we've seen gold up a couple of dollars, down 80 cents for the day, pretty much trading in the middle of its trading range for the day. Silver, which dropped over 1%, recovered and only lost a penny. Platinum and palladium were up. The Dow, which went over 16,000 in a strong sense, is pulled back to just a little over 15,980. Markets are delayed, things change, so where we end up closing is yet to be determined. However, the dollar, which was stronger in the morning, is now a little bit weaker. The currencies are still mixed, and folks, nothing is changing. I mean, with the exception, of course, of embattled Toronto mayor who pushes people down and is absolutely in the midst of his own meltdown. It is unrelated to what we talk about. It's the chaos of markets. It's people trying to figure out how to survive. And so what I want to focus on today is really getting to the root of what forces an economy up or down. Now, if you've got a pen and a piece of paper handy, you're going to want to jot down some notes. I hope that you'll send any questions to me via email. That's Brett, B-R-E-T-T, at thegoldexchange.net. You can always visit themeltdown.com, click on any of the assorted banners, and you'll pretty much get to me, with the exception of the Downs Clinic and the Ronald McDonald House. But go to Eagle Numismatics, visit the Gold Exchange. There's info links, so you can always email me questions or comments. Now, if you've got a question and you want to chat with me, call me 281-548-2646. That's 281-548-2646. If you hit option 0, you won't get caught in the phone system. You can also call toll-free 877-705-2646. Now, these are markets that remain fairly unchanged. Now, we don't have a great deal of room below $20 for the price of silver. And it's more encouraging that more people are starting to look at rare coins because, frankly, there are so many different areas of the market that you can be involved in, whether that's as a collectivo-vestor or a collector or an investor. As long as you own multiple types of coins in multiple qualities, you continue to feed and substantiate to the government that you are a collector. Now, I talk to a lot of people, and most of the people who I'm talking to that are new to this industry want to stay as tight to the spread, as close to spot as they can, never wanting to pay any kind of a premium. It's important to pay the premium. The premium that you pay coming in some cases you'll get when you come out. And so when I talk to somebody who wants to sell 1 ounce bars, or 5 ounce or 10 ounce or kilo or 100 ounce bars, doesn't matter, the buy price is normally within a couple of 2 to 3 percentage points. The problem is, depending on what you're buying, and moreover, what you're selling, will determine if there's a 1099-B that gets generated. That's a document that goes to the Internal Revenue. It doesn't insinuate you're doing anything wrong. It's the reporting requirements that were established under the CFTC rules, Commodity Future Trading Commission. So you can buy at spot, but you're going to buy the paper commodity, not the physical. It will give you the option to take the physical delivery. In the case of a silver contract, it's 5,000 ounces. And if you want to buy gold, you can buy gold. Probably more than what you can afford. But if you want to get into 50 ounce or 100 ounce or multiple size contracts, you can play at spot. It's when you get to the physical market. Now, I illustrated the bars. You can buy bars for 2 or 3% over spot delivered. However, if you call on a day where the metals are dropping, I've known dealers to offer as little as 92 or 93% of the spot price. I'm going to get paid 98 and I've got a shipping cost to incur and people and man hours to get it packaged up and shipped off. So all of a sudden, you're going to see a discount of between 4 and 7%, depending on how volatile the day is. And based on how volatile the day is, determines the level you're going to get bid. You may not like it, and you may like it. Now, the difference, and I'm going to pick on a Gold American Eagle for a moment. Gold American Eagles, I'll typically sell, depending on the size of the transaction, between 105 and 106% of spot. That means you're going to pay a 5.5 to 6% premium over the spot price. If I need the coins and there are buyers lined up, I'll pay 102%. If I don't, I may still pay you spot. I've still got to incur the shipping charge and I've still got to incur getting it someplace. So that obviously is manpower and hours. Nothing's free anymore. So where you may get in a couple of 2 or 3% cheaper in the buy price in a bar, you may get discounted 3 to 5% more coming out, and you'll deal with 1099-B and disclosure documentation. Now, folks, this is not complicated. The CFTC rules dictate in the form of gold, 24 karat gold, Krugerrands, or Maple Leafs, 1 ounce Mexican gold onzas. Those coins are disclosable on a 1099-B. If you sell me a quantity of 1 ounce gold eagles or older numismatics, old $20 gold pieces or 5s or 10s or rare coins, there's no dealer reporting required. You're required to report all gains and losses, but frankly, that's between you, your conscience, and the Internal Revenue, not me and the Internal Revenue. And inherently, that's the advantage to owning rare coins. Now, I try to explain in great detail owning Morgan silver dollar sets. You can get into standing Liberty quarters, or you can get into commemorative coins. Any of the areas get interesting. It's how you perceive the value of what future money is going to be worth, and ultimately, what you want to accomplish with your money, the goals and objectives that I'm always laying out and always trying to illustrate. Now, I mentioned the 1796 25-cent piece. The coin I said was a mint state 66, but it's actually NGC graded mint state 67 plus. We're approaching a perfect coin that was bought in the 1930s and preserved by Eric Newman. And Mr. Newman is a Missouri resident, 102 years old. He is the only known survivor to have ever owned all 5 of the 1913 Liberty nickels. Those coins trade for millions of dollars today. And ultimately, everyone knows when one comes on the market. So if you find one, it's probably been altered. Don't be shocked. Just like the 1804 dollars. I've seen them come across the counter. They're always counterfeit. They've all been accounted for. Now, I find it even more interesting that the anticipated sale of the Newman collection, which is a little over 1,800 coins, was estimated to bring $15 million. The number was 50% greater than the estimate because people are looking for value. They want to be able to put things away. And today's investor, collectovestor, is thinking out 30 to 50 years. That's how long Newman took to get the entire collection together. Some of it he bought when he was as little as 7 years old. So these are the areas of expertise that we look into. And when you get a red book and you start to analyze what you like and what you don't like, what true value gets to be. I had a good friend who sent out an email to me a little while ago. An 1849 $10 gold piece. Coins graded mint state 62. Now, 1849 was the first year that a trial $20 gold piece was struck, and those coins are still in the Smithsonian. They were never released for circulation. They're worth untold fortunes. The 1849 $10 gold piece is one of 11 coins in mint state 62. It is semi-proof like, and there are 11 coins graded finer. Now, let me talk to you a moment about the populations. Through CCE, we get downloads that illustrate what coins have been graded in what qualities, and that information gets uploaded to CCE on a monthly basis. It is important for the dealer community to know how many coins there are, but if I take this example of the 1849 $10 gold piece and I removed it from the tamper-resistant holder, it's not airtight. Many people make that mistake. But in the case of this holder, if you remove the coin and send it back to the grading company, whether it's NGC or PCGS, and the coin grades mint state 62 again, until I return the tag from the original holder, they now assume there's 12 coins. Not until the tags go back do the populations get reduced. And folks, it's important to reduce the population. It would make coins more rare. Coins cost money to get graded. So not every coin has to be graded. We weigh certain coins when they don't feel the right weight. We look at the mint marks to determine whether or not they're truly authentic. If it's a borderline question, the coins are shipped off to NGC or PCGS based on who we think is going to give them the best grade. It's the population reports that dictate value. And I've known dealers who hold as many as 10,000 tags. Depending on the quantity of coins you're submitting and the final grades, dealers will pay anywhere from as little as $8 to as much as a couple of $100 to have a coin graded, depending on its value, plus the postage to get it wherever it's got to go and the postage to get it back. That's why a lot of dealers wait for major coin shows to submit their material. Now, we've seen a 5-week non-show schedule. And so the market was ripe for the show that just concluded. It will be ripe for the next show. But it's about fresh material. So many coins rehash their way through the coin market because dealers are constantly looking for the opportunity for fresh coins. Not only for themselves for the potential to upgrade coins and make more money, but for new collectors and investors, or to fulfill the obligations and commitments that other clients have made to improve their own sets. This is all a very intricate balance, and it's important because if dealers would return their tags that they've paid between $8.50 and a couple of $100 for, the coin market would all of a sudden become more rare, the coins more valuable. The problem is, from the dealer's perspective, is that NGC and PCGS don't credit enough money for the coins that have been graded and the blank tags, the ones that have been removed. Ultimately, value comes in a number of different ways. And from my perspective, talking to you, I want you to understand that all of this information is paramount. Now, we're in the middle of assisting law enforcement in locating a stolen coin. And the population of the coin went up, but all of a sudden the tag showed back up. Now there's more information, so we're going to be able to effectively help law enforcement find out who stole the coin, who transacted it, and ultimately bring somebody who is very criminal to justice. Now, we're talking about coins that are worth tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars that get picked off all the time. And ultimately, whether it's the Secret Service, whether it's a local law enforcement agency or the FBI, we want to assist people when they have been affected this way. And ultimately, when you get right down to it, good information is always good information. So knowing that people do things that they really shouldn't do, if you get offered a deal that just sounds too good to be true, maybe you should call, maybe you should check with somebody and do a little bit more due diligence and understand what's going on. Now, I want to effectively tell you that if you visit themeltdown.com, there are over 500 shows. I think Michael said we're a little over 360 hours of audio time. This is a message that has been consistent for years. I think now I'm officially in a little over 32 years in, quote, the investment industry. And while I started as a registered investment advisor, and I've done a lot of different things over the years, I love coins and precious metals ultimately because they're real money. Gold is real money. And I can tell you in July of last year, Ron Paul and Ben Bernanke faced off. I posted periodically, but the question of what's in Fort Knox has been lingering for probably 2 generations now, over 40 years. Folks, people don't know. If you open the vault door, the only pictures that we've seen, which I want to say are back from the 1960s, show the wall of gold, but it doesn't show anybody pushing on any of the bars. Nobody knows if it's a false, quote, room with a big stack of gold in the front because those bars are heavy. I worry about that. Others should be worried about it because the Germans who want to repatriate their gold and get it back in their own coffers have already asked the French and the United States government to turn it back over, and that stuff ain't coming out. Bottom line is, there's problems out in the economy. It's all over the world. I look at the price of precious metals, and while we started the show, and I could tell you that gold is down $1.10, that's 0.09% movement. It's not much of a move at all. And while the dollar is still weak, the euro, the Swiss franc, the British pound, the Indian rupee, the Aussie dollar are all moving up. We're a little over 62.5 times silver to gold. We're still hanging on at a 10% premium platinum to gold. And this is the time to establish a portfolio. Folks, you can't go wrong moving around a few $100,000. And for all of you folks that are sitting in CDs or non-performing stocks, you're not getting enough of a, quote, return on the dividend to even keep up with inflation and taxes. That's why you've got to make these moves, and that's why you need to do it sooner than later. I don't know when the market will move. Anyone who tells you they do is obviously kidding you, because nobody has the volume to move a market that much, maybe with the exception of the central banks. And central bankers don't have a way of telling everybody what they're up to. They just tend to do it. So this is the time that you establish a relationship with a dealer. And I am really honed in on the fact that JP Morgan is going to settle a $13 billion settlement. And questions of whether or not Tesla has done well. And the JC Penney turnaround. The Dow at 16,000. What are we going to do at 17,000? Because that's coming. And so many different things happen around so many different areas of the market. It just gets confusing. So when I look at mortgage rates, when I look at the global economy, when I look at the value of rare coins, and we're all trying to establish the bubble market. What's the next big area that should be appreciating in value? I look at art, I look at jewelry, I look at the different things that other people are analyzing, from portfolio values to cars to jewelry to art, and all I can tell you is that when you get right down to it, you want to own something that other people want, but you don't want to have to pay as big a premium or any more of a premium than what you have to. I understand getting a good deal. I really do. A good deal comes in the form of good research. And so the people that I surround myself with all have got experience in the market. The experience that they don't have, they offer through research. And that's been an untold benefit. And I know that people want literally to assault all kinds of different people. And I know that I'm sugarcoating it when I say it that way, but I want you to understand that not everything goes up forever, and there will be hiccups and there will be pullbacks. The message that I want to convey: own different types of coins, whether those are coins that trade for hundreds of dollars an ounce or thousands of dollars an ounce. The rare coin market is cheap. The precious metals markets are cheap. And if you've got the credit and you can underwrite a big enough transaction, things happen for the good. And so establish your portfolio. Determine that the wealth that you've set aside is there to last you into your retirement. Because frankly, I got to tell you, you never know when a thief in the night's going to hit. And that's the point in time where you want to be able to fall back on something that's tangible. It's the rainy day account. It's how you're going to step forward and take care of yourself and your family. Now, that having been said, I want to field questions. I'm going to get off air here in the next couple of minutes. I'll be available for the next 2.5 hours until 5 o'clock Central Time at 281-548-2646. That's 281-548-2646. You can email me, Brett, B-R-E-T-T, at thegoldexchange.net. You can call me toll-free, 877-705-2646. I can tell you this morning, the percentage rate of return on the 10-year Treasury was 2.69%. We're at 2.71 on the market close. That is significant. It is important. And as the markets are pulling back, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Dow, things will go on into the night. We'll see trading open 5 o'clock Central Time here overseas as the markets start to mature up. We'll do some analysis, and we'll be back to discuss all of that at about 9:15 to 9:30 tomorrow morning. I never get off air without thanking Texas Children's Hospital, the Downs Clinic, and the Ronald McDonald House. Now, folks, if you can provide a hot meal or a donation or a tithe to the Ronald McDonald House, please call 832-824-8600. That's 832-824-8600. If you want to donate to the Downs Clinic, which is very special to me at Texas Children's, it's now located just south of the Fannin Street address. Dr. Ostermeyer and her staff would be more than appreciative of your donation. Go to themeltdown.com, click on the donation link. The information is anonymous. You'll get a receipt for your 501c3 contribution and your tax write-off. I appreciate the doctors, nurses, and the staff at Texas Children's throughout the medical center and throughout the world. I love kids, and I appreciate your help. Thank you, folks. Have a great day. Have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow about 9:30. God bless you. We'll see you then.